Some secrets stay buried until death. In the glamorous world of R&B, love isn't always the romantic tale shared openly. Behind the stage lights and roaring applause are hidden romances, concealed so tightly that no one knew of them for decades. Not because they didn't want to speak out, but because the truth could shatter careers, erode trust, and ruin reputations. The stories of these 25 Black R&B singers I'm about to tell aren't just about love, they're about inner struggles, silent pain, and the resilience to maintain a perfect public image. Trust me, once you hear these, you'll see them in a whole new light. 25. Bessie Smith, shocking same-sex love secret kept hidden for 11 years behind the scenes. Bessie Smith wasn't just the Empress of the Blues. In the 1920s, she was the highest-paid recording artist, a pioneer who elevated black women's voices in a prejudiced, white-dominated entertainment industry. Her fierce vocals and defiant swagger made her a symbol of strength and rebellion. But behind the dazzling stage lights was a secret never fully told, a love buried for over a decade. In 1926, during a Harlem performance, Bessie met Clara Beaumont, a captivating, quiet dancer with a fiery allure. Clara was hired for Bessie's show, and from hushed backstage talks, they fell into a deep relationship no one could know about. Amid racial oppression and the harsh taboo of same-sex love, they embarked on a risky journey. Bessie was married to Jack G., a volatile, controlling man ready to lash out at anything unusual. Clara and Bessie secretly dated in small hotels in Chicago, Atlanta, even renting a Philadelphia apartment as a hideout. When apart, they wrote letters as co-performers, co-wrote songs, rehearsed dances at midnight, laughed, and cried over a future with no place for them. Bessie hid it so well that Clara posed as a stage assistant to stay close. In 1930, Jack stormed a Memphis hotel, nearly catching them. Clara leapt out a window in pouring rain, fleeing into the dark to stay safe. The grueling tour life later pulled them apart. Once, they didn't meet for 3 months, only to argue in a rented Kansas City room, tears streaming. They loved fiercely but couldn't hold hands in daylight. In 1937, a car crash killed Bessie. Clara could only watch silently from a hospital corner, attend the funeral quietly, and grieve alone in their shared apartment. No one knew of their love until an aging dancer, Clara's old co-performer, revealed it to biographer Chris Albertson for his book Bessie. 24. Sammy Davis Jr. 8-year same-sex romance kept under wraps. Sammy Davis Jr. was among the 20th century's most versatile entertainers, a singer, dancer, actor, and key Rat Pack member. He was a powerhouse in Hollywood. Sammy broke racial barriers, becoming an icon of charm and audacity. But behind that image was a secret he guarded nearly his entire life. In 1955, at a Las Vegas jazz club, Sammy met Julian Carter, a handsome, aloof saxophonist with a unique edge. Julian didn't just play music, he lived in every note. A powerful bond sparked, from shared music passion to unspoken pain as black men in a biased industry. They collaborated on music, with late-night rehearsals stretching to dawn, crafting unreleased tracks filled with emotions they couldn't voice. As Sammy's fame soared, their relationship sank deeper into shadows. Hollywood was unforgiving to anyone tied to homosexuality, surrounded by press, fans, and expectations from black and white communities. Sammy married Lorraine White in 1958, then Mae Britt, with Julian. He had only fleeting meetups in rented New York or Los Angeles apartments. They disguised themselves, switched cars, used fake names for bookings. In 1959, a reporter sniffed rumors. Sammy was warned. Julian left the band, moving to Chicago. Only covert calls and unsigned letters remained. Family, fame, religion, and career pressures choked their bond. By 1963, Sammy chose his wife and public life. Julian vanished from the spotlight, carrying silent pain. Sammy never spoke of the man who was his world during those forbidden years in a society that wouldn't let them be true. The story surfaced in his memoir, Yes I Can, The Story of Sammy Davis Jr., and through a former bandmate's account. 23. Leverne Baker, near-decade secret romance with music producer. Leverne Baker was among America's first R&B queens. Her fiery voice, striking presence, and hits like Tweedledee and Jim Dandy made her a cornerstone at Atlantic Records. But few know she carried a secret love to her grave. It began in 1954 at Atlantic's New York studio. Reggie Holt, a young black producer, worked with Leverne on Tweedledee. Late-night mixing sessions sparked a whirlwind romance. Both loved R&B and raged against the industry's treatment of black artists. Late work nights turned into secret dates at small Harlem Alley cafes to escape prying eyes. They fled to a New Jersey cottage where Reggie cooked Creole and Laverne sang by an old piano. But their love couldn't go public. Laverne was married to comedian Slappy White, a known figure in black circles. Exposure could ruin both their careers. Reggie feared Atlantic's wrath. Laverne had to uphold her R&B queen image. They dated covertly, exchanging engraved bracelets. It went smoothly, despite the secrecy. In 1957, Slappy grew suspicious. A fight forced Laverne to cut contact with Reggie for months to dodge scrutiny. In 1960, a sound tech caught them embracing. Disaster loomed. Reggie pretended to coach her recording. Laverne nearly erased the track in panic. By 1962, Laverne went international. They parted quietly. Without anger, just fleeting calls and colleague-like advice, Reggie Holt, who loved Laverne enough to live in shadows for 8 years, shared the story once. 22. Sam Cooke, 6-year affair with backup singer and the engraved pen carried to his death. Sam Cooke, an irreplaceable soul icon, captivated with his enchanting voice, handsome face, and hits like "You Send Me and a Change Is Gonna Come." He wasn't just R&B's prince, but a civil rights symbol. Yet behind the glow was a romance hidden for years. It started in 1958 at a Los Angeles recording session. Evelyn Rose, a young gospel backup singer, joined the choir for "You Send Me." She never expected to fall for her idol. Sam was drawn to her voice and innocent eyes. They dove into a love they couldn't resist, sneaking to small motels, tour buses, and late-night meetups in Detroit, New Orleans, or a deserted Los Angeles beach. The problem: Sam was married to Barbara Campbell. He had to maintain his ideal man image, especially while fighting for black rights. Evelyn feared gospel community backlash if caught cheating. They couldn't go public, but their love was real. Sam wrote an unreleased song, "Starlit Soul," for Evelyn, fueled by his feelings. She gave him a silver pen engraved with her name, a gift he carried, even on the day he died. In 1960, choir members grew suspicious. Rumors stirred. They staged work trips to meet. Barbara found Evelyn's love letter in Sam's suitcase, sparking a fight. Sam denied it, erasing Evelyn's identity. In 1964, tragedy struck. Sam was shot dead in a murky incident, ending a music legend and burying their 6-year secret love. A singer who worked with them said the engraved pen was in Sam's pocket when he fell. Their story emerged in Daniel Wolfe's "You Send Me: The Life and Times of Sam Cooke," 1995, and Studio Insider accounts. 21. Ray Charles, near-decade romance with female pianist. Ray Charles, a living R&B legend, turned pianos into emotional weapons despite lifelong blindness. Hits like "Hit the Road Jack," "Georgia on My Mind," and "What Did I Say" launched him to glory. But few know he hid a nearly decade-long romance. In 1956, at a New Orleans gig, Marla Jenkins, a young black female pianist, joined Ray's touring band. She not only played brilliantly but understood Ray's music uncannily. They wrote songs together, rehearsed late in Chicago, Atlanta, New York, and fell in love. But it had no public place. Ray was married to Della Beatrice since 1955. Marla risked industry exile if caught in a scandal. They lived in shadows, meeting in small hotels or rented apartments on tour. Each rendezvous raced against time and discovery. Ray gave her a pearl necklace. They had a lakeside Georgia cottage where Ray played. Marla sang, dreaming of a free life they'd never have. In 1959, their dream nearly collapsed. A band manager suspected them, threatening to leak it. They parted, using coded letters to plan meetups. In 1962, Ray's wife confronted them in a hotel lobby. Marla posed as a receptionist, heart-pounding. After that scare, real meetings dwindled. By 1965, Ray refocused on family. His career soared. Marla vanished with a payoff. Old bandmates said the pearl necklace stayed in Marla's music box, proof of an unfulfilled love. 20. Nina Simone, secret romance with civil rights activist amid wartime risks. Nina Simone wasn't just a music icon, she was a generation's voice for justice. Her raw, raging, yearning voice tore through the 60s. She turned jazz, blues, and R&B into resistance's sharpest tools. But amid history's blaze, Nina dove into a fiery, risky, buried romance lasting nearly a decade. It began in 1962 at a Birmingham protest. Nina performed for thousands of black marchers facing tear gas and batons. Marcus Delaney, a young, fierce activist, swept in like a storm. They met backstage, unable to look away. But Nina was married to a controlling husband manager. Marcus was a top FBI and racist group target. Going public was suicide. They hid their love, meeting in movement safe houses in Atlanta, Harlem, or unmarked southern rooms. Nina wrote songs after nights with Marcus. Mississippi. Goddamn wasn't just social fury, it was a woman's cry loving a forbidden warrior. She gave him a watch engraved, "For M My Fire." In 1965, her husband grew suspicious, hiring trackers, forcing Nina and Marcus to flee like criminals. They nearly got caught in Tennessee when police raided a motel. Marcus vanished for months to survive. Brief payphone calls were all they had. By 1970, Nina cracked under pressure. Fleeing to Europe, Marcus stayed. No one spoke of him. Their love surfaced later in Nina's biography and What Happened, Miss Simone documentary. 19. Jackie Wilson, Mr. Excitement's near-decade secret love with a bank clerk. Jackie Wilson, R&B's Mr. Excitement, mesmerized with wild dance moves and explosive vocals, a brightest star. He bridged black and white audiences, but off stage, Jackie hid a nearly 10-year romance with Dolores Carter, a modest bank clerk with a fierce music passion. It started in 1957 after a blazing Detroit show. Dolores, a devoted fan, boldly slipped backstage for an autograph. A brief R&B chat sparked a bond. From secret Detroit cafe meetups, they moved to covert hotel dates on tour in Chicago and Cleveland. It was hush-hush Jackie was married to Frida Hood, and a cheating scandal could torch his soaring career. Dolores dodged family and press scrutiny, so they hid meticulously. What seemed fleeting grew warm and intimate. They rented a small Detroit suburb house where Jackie cooked, and Dolores shared everyday tales to soothe him. A green silk tie she gave him, tucked in his suitcase, was worn only for big shows, a silent sign of their unpublic love. In 1960, Frida's friend spotted them holding hands in a diner. They paused in-person meets, switching to letters. Trouble hit again in 1964 when another woman shot Jackie in jealousy, showing Dolores she wasn't alone. The relationship faded as Jackie chose career and family, leaving Dolores with bitter memories. Revealed after his death in Tony Douglas's Jackie Wilson the Man. The music, the mob and fan interviews. It stunned many with a new side of Mr. Excitement. 18. Etta James, decade-long affair with talented guitarist. Etta James, R&B and blues queen, shook music with her passionate, explosive voice. An icon, she lived a life of contradictions, highs, lows, and untold secrets. One was her nearly 10-year affair with Leroy Blues Thompson, a gifted guitarist in her touring band. In 1965, at a Chicago gig, Leroy joined Etta's band. From early rehearsals, a spark lit not just musical but in longing glances. Late R&B and blues practices turned into secret meetups in small motels from Los Angeles to Memphis, each tour a chance to dodge prying eyes. But going public was impossible with Etta's tangled relationships. In 1963, a bandmate's suspicion raised fears of exposure, limiting them to far-off cities and coded studio notes. Etta's addiction battle broke Leroy's heart. He tried secret rehab stints for her, but failed. She married Artis Mills in 1969 via industry matchmaking. Their affair seemed over, yet, a year later, they reunited, covertly and intensely. Exposure would have been a time bomb, wrecking Etta's R&B queen image and pressuring Leroy and the band. They parted in 1972, leaving mutual regret and longing. The bitter, complex tale emerged in Rage to Survive, the Etta James Story and the Etta James Life, Love and Blues documentary. 17. Marvin Gaye, turbulent 8-year affair with Motown backup singer. Marvin Gaye, R&B and soul legend, was Motown's brightest star with timeless hits. But behind the glittering stage was a messy, painful romance lasting nearly a decade with Tanya Brooks. a talented Motown backup singer touring with him. In 1965 at Motown's Detroit studio, Tanya sang on Marvin's iconic "I Heard It Through the Grapevine," Beyond Music. An irresistible connection flared. From first glances, a fiery love ignited. But it was a brutal trap. Marvin was married to Anna Gordy, Motown boss's sister. A cheating scandal could end his career and tank Tanya's. In Motown's cutthroat world, one misstep could erase her. Their love smoldered, never blazing openly. They escaped prying eyes in a small California coast house where Marvin played piano. Tanya sang, and they danced under flickering candles. Tanya gave him a silk scarf embroidered with their initials. That scarf caused trouble. In 1968, Berry Gordy found it hidden in Marvin's notebook. Marvin faced harsh questioning but denied everything. He spiraled into addiction under pressure from Anna and Motown. Tanya tried pulling him from the abyss, but it fueled fights. By 1973, Marvin's divorce and focus on "Let's Get It On" ended their love in deep pain. Marvin meant to bury it, but David Ritz's divided soul and insider interviews revealed it. 16. Eddie Kendricks' secret romance with journalist stirs ripples amid the Temptations' glory. Eddie Kendricks, the Temptations' legendary falsetto, enchanted R&B fans worldwide. An icon. He captured the heart of Sandra Miles, a prominent music journalist. It began in 1967 at a Detroit interview when Sandra, a Soul magazine reporter, met the Temptations. Eddie's captivating voice hooked her heart. They started secret meetups in small Chicago cafes, then hotels on Eddie's tours. It wasn't easy. Eddie was married, and the Temptations' clean R&B image for conservative fans demanded secrecy. Sandra feared losing her career cred and press hounding, so they tread carefully. Their love wasn't tabloid fodder, but emotionally intense. They hid in a small Michigan suburb house where Sandra wrote poetry for Eddie, and he replied with self-penned melodies. She gave him a leather songwriting notebook, which he kept in his tour bag. In 1970, a Temptations member spotted them at a bar, sparking group tension. All feared a secret romance could ruin their hard-earned fame. When Eddie left the group in 1971 for a solo career, pressure mounted, leading to heated fights over their unclear future. 6 months later, their love ended in painful memories, leaving Sandra with lingering ache. Otis Williams and Patricia Romanowski's biography and sparse friend accounts later unveiled this truth. 15. Otis Redding. Fiery romance with photographer ends in untold tragedy. Otis Redding, soul legend whose voice moved millions, ruled 60s R&B beyond the stage. He hid a passionate affair with Lena Harper, a black photographer shooting his shows. In 1963, at a Macon, Georgia gig, Lena, a freelance photographer, was hired to capture Otis. Instantly, an undeniable spark flared. Otis was hooked by Lena's knack for catching his stage fire. Lena fell for his voice and soul. Secret meetups followed, from Atlanta studios to motels on Memphis and Nashville tours. They stayed hidden. Otis was married to Zelma Atwood, and a scandal could shred his king of soul image, especially while winning diverse fans. Lena risked her job and press attacks. Their love was quiet but fervent, escaping stares in a Riverside, Georgia house where Otis shared his rough childhood, and Lena shot somber portraits at dusk. In 1965, Zelma's friends saw them at an Atlanta diner, forcing extra caution amid Zelma's questions. They met in distant cities, using friends for letter relays. Otis's grueling tours sparked exhaustion and fights when Lena urged rest. Their sweet, bitter love ended abruptly in 1967 when Otis died in a horrific plane crash. Lena held on to unpublished photos and silent grief. Jonathan Gould and Otis's music peers shared her pain. 14. David Ruffin, stormy affair with Detroit club manager. David Ruffin, the Temptations' iconic voice, was an R&B symbol with hits captivating generations. At fame's peak, he had a complex, challenging romance with Carla Evans, a powerful Detroit club manager. It started in 1966 at Detroit's 20 Grand Club, where David performed, and Carla ran operations. Their first meeting exploded like fireworks. Carla's allure and R&B passion held David's gaze. Post-show, they met in private apartments or hotels on Chicago and Cleveland tours, secret nights thick with desire and danger. David wasn't simple, tangled in messy relationships and kids, making openness impossible. Going public with Carla risked wrecking his Temptations' clean image. Carla feared scandal could undo her hard-won entertainment clout. Cracks formed in 1968 as David's drug battle worsened. Carla pushed for counseling, but he refused, sparking shattering fights that broke their deep bond. By 1974, when David left the Temptations for a solo career, their love fully faded, leaving Carla scarred. Revealed after David's death in Otis Williams and Patricia Romanowski's The Temptations, 1988, and Ebony's August 1992 Industry Insights. 13. Barry White, Secret Romance with Mysterious Poetess. Barry White, R&B's warm-voiced maestro, enthralled millions with timeless love songs. A global conqueror, he hid a 5-year secret romance with Denise Walker, a gifted poet. Their love began in 1972 in Los Angeles when Denise, a fan, brought love poems to Barry at a music event. Their artistic and emotional spark ignited. They met covertly in Barry's studio and a small San Francisco apartment during tours. It stayed hidden. Barry was married to Etta James, and his love maestro image had to stay pristine. Denise feared scandal would halt her poetry publishing. Barry drew from her poems for iconic songs. They escaped to a Malibu seaside villa, embracing under moonlight for inspiration. But by 1977, Barry's draining tours and family pressures pulled him from Denise. Their love faded quietly as it began. The secret surfaced in Love Unlimited, 1999. 12. Donny Hathaway, Tearful Romance with Piano Teacher. Donny Hathaway, R&B and soul legend behind hits like A Song for You, was adored for his emotive voice and piano mastery. Few know he had a nearly 8-year secret romance with Miriam Cole, a Chicago music teacher. In 1971, a music workshop introduced Donny to Miriam. Their shared music passion led to secret dates in her small home in St. Louis, New York hotels on tour. They hid it. Donny was married to Eulala, and his sensitive artist image could crumble. Miriam feared her conservative family and school's judgment. Donny played piano, singing soft R&B to melt Miriam's heart. By 1975, Donny's schizophrenia battle pushed Miriam away. Despite her healing efforts, it failed. Their tearful love ended with Donny's 1979 death, leaving Miriam in lasting pain. Details emerged in Donny Hathaway Live 2016 and Mr. Soul 2020 documentary. 11. Billy Preston, 6-year secret same-sex romance with gospel singer. Billy Preston, keyboard genius behind Beatles and Rolling Stones hits, was a rare black musician conquering R&B and global rock. Known for Will It Go Round in Circles and explosive performances, he stood out. From 1969 to 1975, Billy hid a major secret. He loved Andre Wallace, a gospel singer. They met at a Los Angeles church. Bonded by their strict gospel roots, love flared at their first joint show, leading to secret motel meetups on tour. They co-wrote Harmony of Us, an unreleased song shared only with close friends. In 1972, a choir member threatened to expose them, forcing Billy to pull back, fearing total loss. Andre begged, but love couldn't beat fear. In 1975, they parted wordlessly. Billy's friends shared the story in a Rolling Stone interview and Mark Shapiro's That's the Way God Planned It. 10. Arthur Conley, 5-year secret romance with black dancer, fleeing America to escape. Arthur Conley, behind the smash sweet soul music, was Otis Redding's brightest protege, a 60s R&B icon with a fiery voice and magnetic stage presence. He soared. Under the spotlight, Conley hid a lifelong secret. In 1969, at an Atlanta show, he met Julian Reese, a club's lead dancer. After a few encounters, they were inseparable. They loved passionately in secret rainy Miami nights, quiet Florida beach mornings. It was top secret. Same-sex love was unforgivable in conservative R&B. A stagehand nearly exposed them in 1972. They lived like ghosts, passing notes via bartenders and train tickets. In 1974, Arthur fled to the Netherlands without explanation, vanishing from U.S. music and abandoning Julian, who waited hopelessly. Mentioned only in Otis Redding, An Unfinished Life, and Jet, 2004. 9. Minnie Riperton, 9-year affair with mysterious songwriter behind husband's back. Minnie Riperton, R&B's unmatched high-pitched voice shook music with "Lovin' You," a symbol of sweetness and artistry. She glowed. Behind her perfect image was a nearly decade-long hidden affair. In 1970 at a Chicago studio, Minnie met Calvin Brooks, an obscure composer. They fell hard, like fire on gasoline. Late-night work led to secret meetups in Los Angeles, New York, nameless hotels, with Minnie vanishing to be with Calvin. Despite her husband and kids, she didn't stop. Calvin feared label backlash if caught. When Minnie got breast cancer in 1976, Calvin stayed by her secretly. Illness cracked their bond. They fought over the future. In 1979, Minnie died. Calvin vanished from music. No one knew how deeply he loved her. The secret surfaced in Richard Rudolph's Perfect Angel, the life of Minnie Riperton and James Hartley's Minnie Riperton, Loving You and Beyond. 8. Rick James, 7-year hidden romance with choreographer amid sex and drug vortex. Rick James, R&B and funk's king, spun the world with super freak and untamed swagger. He embodied sensuality, raw energy, and a boundless lifestyle. Amid fleeting scandals, Rick quietly sustained an 8-year relationship with Vanessa Cole, the choreographer behind his iconic performances. They met in 1978 at a Los Angeles rehearsal. Their instant music and dance synergy locked them together. From Miami hotel nights to Vanessa's apartment, they loved in shadows. Rick's chaotic life brought danger. Vanessa tried saving him from addiction, but he lashed out. They fought, drifting apart. In 1986, Rick cut ties for fame. Vanessa lost love and career. The story stayed silent until Glow, the autobiography of Rick James. 7. Phyllis Hyman, tearful romance with female stage producer. Phyllis Hyman, soul's powerhouse voice, stormed with heartfelt R&B hits and emotional stages, an irreplaceable 70s-80s black music icon. She shone. Behind the glamour, Phyllis hid an unthinkable secret: an 8-year same-sex romance with Lorraine West, a talented stage producer. They met in 1977 at a New York show. Their instant bond, forged in shared industry pressures, pulled them close. They stole moments backstage in a suburb apartment. The era forbade openness. Threats, rumors, and inner fears forced silence. Phyllis sank into depression and alcohol, rejecting help. Lorraine tried saving her but failed. In 1985, Phyllis chose the stage, diving into addiction, leaving Lorraine with an unhealed wound. Friends and colleagues later shared the story in Phyllis Hyman, Living All Alone, and Jason A. Michaels' Strength of a Woman. 6. Teddy Pendergrass, covert romance with fan nurse. Teddy Pendergrass, R&B's stage-burning king, was a sensual icon driving millions of female fans wild in soul and funk's golden era. Amid fan screams, he hid an 8-year romance with Alicia Monroe, a black nurse and diehard fan. In 1975, after a Philadelphia show, Alicia slipped backstage, heart racing, to meet her idol. Days later, she cooked dinner for Teddy at her apartment. On tours through Baltimore or Atlanta, they met secretly in hotels. Teddy was magnetic, mysterious. He feared ruining his ladies' man image. Alicia dodged gossip. They never went public. In 1982, a car crash paralyzed Teddy. Alicia cared for him in hospital as a nurse. Despite family scrutiny, pain, pressure, and family presence choked their bond. In 1983, Teddy vanished from her life. Their story lives in M.J. Moore's If You Don't Know Me. 5. Luther Vandross, secret romance with stylist, buried in fame's shadows. Luther Vandross, R&B legend whose voice melted millions, left a deep mark in the 80s and 90s with timeless hits and awards. Behind the stage, he hit a bombshell: a 5-year romance with Darius Moore, a brilliant stylist designing his tour outfits. They met in 1983 at a New York fitting, swept into a vortex of art and emotion. Covert Harlem apartment dates became Luther's rare peace amid work and social bias. By 1988, Luther's focus on career and health broke them apart. Darius took a payoff to start a studio, and they never met again. Darius's name surfaced in Craig Seymour's Luther: The Life and Longing of Luther Vandross and Rare Friend interviews. 4. Whitney Houston, same-sex romance overshadowing diva glory. Whitney Houston, R&B and pop queen, was a global music icon with blockbuster hits and soaring success. Behind the dazzling stage was a painful love story. From 1980 as a teen, Whitney began a secret romance with Robin Crawford, her best friend and creative assistant. They met at a New Jersey summer camp, their bond growing from friendship to love, public pressure, family, and her mother's opposition, plus Whitney's marriage to Bobby Brown, forced secrecy. In 1987, their love ended when Whitney's mother demanded Robin leave. The secret stayed buried until Robin's memoir and the Whitney 2018 documentary. 3. Gerald Levert's secret love with R&B star and tour manager. Gerald Levert, R&B's electrifying voice, was an unmatched, seductive icon with hits across America. Few know he hid a near-decade romance, revealed through industry friends and his official biography. It began in 1990 at a Cleveland show where Gerald met Tasha Bryant, a black tour manager coordinating his schedule. Late-night music talks sparked an irresistible pull. Exhaustion, family, and career pressures fueled fights, fading their love by 1998 when Gerald focused on Levert, leaving Tasha with bitter memories. 2. Lisa Left Eye Lopes' turbulent love with video director. Lisa Left Eye Lopes, TLC's fiery rapper, was a hip-hop legend with history-making hits. Few know her quiet romance with Kendra Miles, a video producer behind TLC's iconic MVs, revealed in open book the life of Lisa Left Eye Lopes and close friends accounts. It began in 1994 at an Atlanta shoot for Creep. Creative harmony sparked a deep bond. Tensions rose as Lisa's messy relationship with Andre Risson fueled Kendra's jealousy and fights. By 2000, Lisa's solo career focus ended their love peacefully. 1. Aaliyah scandalous romance with R. Kelly at career's peak. Aaliyah, R&B's princess with a sweet voice conquering the world, soared with blockbuster hits. Unlike her voice, she had a bitter romance with R. Kelly, her early mentor, vividly detailed in Christopher John Farley's Aaliyah More Than a Woman and Surviving R. Kelly 2019. It began in 1993 at a Chicago studio when Aaliyah, just 14, worked with R. Kelly on her debut album. Their professional bond turned romantic. In 1994, they secretly married when she was 15, but her family's discovery forced an annulment under intense pressure. Family opposition ended it forever. Looking back at R. Kelly's later actions, many see her family's intervention as absolutely right. See, love in Black R&B's world was never simple. Nameless romances, hidden memories, and emotions carried to the grave. If these secrets shocked you, drop a comment below and tell me which story hit hardest. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to catch more jaw-dropping truths about fame's world coming soon.